Roger Rosmus. I'm the founder and CEO of Goliath Resources. The company's been around since about 2017. When I created the company, the vision or the goal was to potentially discover the next big gold deposit in the Golden Triangle of northwestern British Columbia. Currently, it appears we are on track for discovery of a brand new high-grade gold system that's quite extensive, very predictable, and the continuity is it's essentially exceptional. The reason why it hadn't been discovered until recent times now is the fact it was covered under glaciers and permanent snowpack for the last thousands of years, and until recent times, obviously with the temperature changes and so on, has been able to make this discovery happen for us in a very short period of time. So quickly, in a matter of, call it a total of 6 months of boots on the ground, we've managed to drill about 31,000 meters into the system. We've got a 97% hit rate on the drill holes, so 89 out of 92 holes have had wide, high-grade mineralization of gold and silver, and it remains open. So we are currently expanding the known system now with a 20,000 meter drill program off to our extension off to the east and northeast, as well as targeting a new drill target about 4 kilometers on strike to the north of the current Sherbet discovery, which has similar characteristics. What's happened at the Sherbet, why it's been able to, advance so quickly in a very short period of time, is that Mother Nature essentially gave us a 3D model of the system even before we drilled it in 2021, the maiden drill program. So what we have is a kilometer of mineralized shear zone at surface going up one side of the mountain. It peaks and then goes down the back side of the mountain for another 1.1 kilometer. We have 700 meters of vertical relief. So essentially that does, gave us a 3D model of the system even before we drilled it in 2021, which that particular year all 24 holes hit around where we see the mineralization outcropping, and as well we stepped out 1.1 kilometer down dip. So again, this year's program, this will be the third year, going to be about 20,000 meters, is to really focus in on the higher grade zones and chutes that we're seeing at the Sherbet, as well as get confirmation of the bonanza shear that we're seeing, the contact between the Hazelton volcanics and the Hazelton sedimentary rock, which is quite large. Currently that's modeled over 13 million cubic meters with an average width of about 5 meters, grading about 2.71 grams gold equivalent. And the Sherbet zone, which this is the system that's dipping at a 40 degree-ish. This was the initial discovery. That's been modeled now at about a 5.5 million cubic meter area as well. That one's averaging about 7 meters wide and grading at 6.31 grams gold equivalency. Within that number, it's primarily gold is the value, so about 4.5 grams gold and about 110 grams silver. We do have copper, we do have lead, and we do have zinc as well. Well, currently we're following obviously the law as far as the drilling going. We're not in production at this particular juncture. We're a project generator, so the idea is to advance the discovery as big as possible, possibly get a senior miner to come in, and essentially we'll hand over the keys to them and they would take that on to the next level. In relation to the system itself, it would be an underground mine. We envision the early metallurgical work that we've done, we're getting a 92.2% recovery at a 327 micron crush, which is fairly coarse. So actually that allows us to get about close to 50% of the gold from gravity alone. So with no cyanide required, there's no deleterious material. So from a perspective of the environmental side of things, underground, no chemicals required. So I think we certainly tick the boxes in that when you're looking at the environmental side of things here. The drilling season's got off to an amazing start. We announced our first hole recently, which actually has visible gold in it, which is something that no money can buy, which is incredible. So the guys are pretty excited about that. Well, we're all excited about that. As well, we hit 2 separate intervals of about just sort of kind of 38 meters as well as a 44 meter intercept with the typical type of sulfides mineralization that we're seeing. Obviously it's subject to assays and so on and so forth, but we've definitely got the season off to the right start.